Right, people, happy new year. This is the first video of 2022. We haven't filmed that much the end of last year because Dan went Hollywood on us. Dan's been doing some big projects, which I'm sure you guys will see, but now it was a busy time for everyone the end of the year. So Scott was away again, left us all. Thanks, Scott. And me and Theo were left to hold down the fort. It's been a mad one. But like I said, we're back in 2022. Today is all about dogs and bodybuilding, which I'm sure it had been a long-awaited video because there's so much going on with the dogs at the moment, which I think the last litter you guys saw was the English Bulldogs that we had. We had 3 litters when Scott's house was an absolute manic house full of, I think they had about 17 dogs in there at the end. So now we've got our newest litter on the ground, which is our XL Bully litter from Mocha and Enzo. Anyone in the dog breeding game, in the dog game as a whole, will understand how much of an elite breeding that is. Enzo is probably one of the biggest and best stud dogs in the UK at the moment. So it's epic, but we're going to be talking through all the dogs. We're going to be showing everyone the ins and outs of our life with dogs, and the last session of this block for myself, which is going to be legs as well. So dogs and bodybuilding, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. And as we always say, 2022, we're back with a bang. So yeah, first walk of the day is with Ood. You all have probably seen him on Instagram, big boy Ood. One of probably the nicest, friendliest dogs, but also absolute crazy as well. When he's hyper, so beautiful dogs these are, people. Absolutely amazing dogs. I think anyone who's got XLs will know as well. They're probably the most loving, caring dogs. Just need a lot of work, which, if you're in the fitness industry, you got to get your steps in. What perfect way to do it than with this beautiful boy. So yeah, we get our steps in most mornings. I'll take both dogs for a walk. We'll see Mocha shortly after as well. But today we're getting some content for the dogs page. So as you can see, he's sitting another dog. Sit. Got it, this way. So yeah, we have a little walk in the morning, we get some steps in, and we're just going to get some photos. Like I said, we're coming to I think anyone as well, if you've got a dogs page, if you're starting a breeding program, or just in general on Instagram, I think any type of business, you've got to have good content. We always stress it a lot. That's the reason why we work with Dan every single week, to make our content good quality. That's the way you build. So yeah, we're going to get some photos of Ood, then we're going to get back, get Mocha, bring Mocha out, and then the plan today is to get all the dogs' contents. After we've been to mine, we're going to fly over to Scott's, get some content of all them dogs. I think Scott's got you actually get to meet all the new puppies as well, which is going to be good. So all the puppies are at Scott's, and then actually Tiger is bringing Biscoff, where Biscoff is Mocha's daughter as well. So it's going to be interesting, guys. A lot of dogs going on today. So yeah, we're going to get some photos of Ood, then we're going to get back and get Mocha. So here we have Mocha, our female. We've literally just had, well, not literally, the pups are 8 weeks old. So first litter on the ground for 2022 is with Mocha and Enzo, our beautiful XL. She's definitely one of a kind. For people who know about dogs, she's a Wonka daughter, which is probably one of the biggest XLs around. So she's a very, very special dog. So yeah, Mocha's walk this morning, she's a little bit more chilled than Ood. So I think Roxy does it quite well when she's describing the puppies and when she's going through dogs and stuff. She'll describe, their character and then their behavior. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a playful dog, a bit more of an excited dog, obviously Ood's going to be your boy. Whereas if you want a bit more of a chilled, laid back dog, Mocha's going to be perfect for that as well. As you can see, pretty much chill on the lead, whereas Ood was a bit more crazy. So Mocha's nice and chill. We only go for a little short walk with her because that's all she likes. And then again, we're going to get some bad boy photos and then get back over to Scott's.
Right guys, so welcome back to the Madhouse. Last time he was here we had 13 other pups, I think. It was just before the show, wasn't it? And then fast forward to now, we just had our first litter of the year, as Troy has probably already said. But we thought today what we'd do is just, obviously, first video of the year, a little bit of an insight into where we're at, what's going on, what the plans are. And we've started off as busy as always. Obviously, me and Rox was away for Christmas, New Year. And then straight back, and then
I got COVID.
Yeah, Rox got COVID, so we was isolated for a while. Then we picked up these little guys, which we'll show you in a minute. But this is the litter we had. It was 6 weeks ago at the time. Obviously, because we had that mad period of me prepping the finals and all the pups, we needed that break, so we sent.
And going away, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we decided to use a whelper for this litter for the first 6 weeks. He's done an amazing job with the pups. And then yeah, we landed back on the Wednesday, picked the puppies up on the Saturday, and then it's been crazy ever since. So obviously everyone's been super busy start of the year. Dan's been busy, so luckily he slotted us into these sessions so we can get the content back going. So for the best way to do it is just get to Troy's, get to here. We're going to train in a bit. We got legs today, last session of the week. So literally just go through everything, 2022 plans, business, dogs, coaching, competing, off season, all in one video. So thought we'd start off with these little beauties, as who doesn't love puppies.
So these are our newest babies from our Enzo and Mocha litter. So I'm just going to run through and show you who's who. So this one is Logan. He is a little boy, fully Merle as well, absolutely stunning. He is a naughty one. We've got some really chilled ones, we've got some absolutely erratic ones. So Mocha, the mum, she's proper chill, so she lives with Troy and Chelsea. This is Drax. Drax is a little boy, and he's very special coloured. They still call it lilac Merle?
Yeah, it's still lilac Merle, it's just like lighter.
Very, very light, yeah.
But he's one of my favourites.
Yeah, I think he's going to have the Merle eyes as well, because his eyes are a lot bluer than the rest of them. So yeah. I think he's probably my second favourite. Shouldn't have favourites, but we do. And then this one is Viper. She is the biggest one, and she is the naughtiest one. She is always, like, everyone else will be asleep and then she will literally be awake the whole time. Who is this? This is Peggy. No, I have to check the chest on the two girls.
You can tell by his face, her face. The other one's got a bigger face, the boy.
Yeah, yeah. But unless they're together, it's hard to see. So this is Peggy. I name all of these puppies, so I should know them all, exactly what their names are, but yeah, so these are 8 weeks old today, aren't they?
Yep.
Okay, this is the little chocolate boy. Ooh. Loki. This is Loki. No, I've got it. Yeah, this is Loki. So he's our chocolate boy. Thing is, it's hard to tell the difference between the chocolate ones because they do look very similar. They do look very similar, babe. And then behind you, so Troy has got Domino. And Domino is my favourite because he's just so chilled. And he literally reminds me of Lyra when Lyra was a puppy. And then Chelsea's got Pepper. So we actually went with the Marvel theme this time. So we've done Game of Thrones. We've done Game of Thrones with the Bulldogs. So we were like, okay, we need a theme that so you can have 7 names. So we were thinking, okay, let's go Marvels. So yeah, that's where Peggy, Pepper, Viper, Domino, Drax.
Yeah, because you had a whole list, and you had a whole list.
Yeah.
There was like Thor, all the main ones. Thor,
yeah, they're very stereotypical Marvels.
Yeah, so we went with the ones that aren't as the ones that you wouldn't expect straight away. What is it good for you?
Yeah.
Well?
Yeah.
Good girl. We'll give her a little feature. Coda always gets left out. She's a proper free spirit. She just does what the hell she wants. But I always find, even when we do reels and that, with the Insta page, I always forget her just because she's either in the garden or just doing her own thing. So this is Coda, guys. Right guys, so it's been a minute. We are at 2022. Obviously we haven't done a video since weeks before Christmas. I think I can't even remember what the last one was. But as you guys know, it's the off season. We had a really good year, 2021, in terms of competing. Got the British, went into Christmas, as I was saying earlier, been on holiday and whatnot. But we're still working. You know, as I said, we're all in the off season now. Got stuck into, I did a little recovery phase post-show into the off-season. Obviously Troy was already in the off-season. Theo competed, did really well, went to Denmark, did really well. And then now we're all in the same boat. We're all off-season. We're all well into our training block, which Troy will go into. I'm talking loud, I'm forgetting I got this mic on me. So yeah, we're stuck into this training block at the moment. So we're actually coming to the end of a lower body training block. So it's brutal. It's 3 leg days a week. I actually just came back off holiday last week, so I've just come into it. So I caught the back end of it, which has been brutal this week. But these guys have been doing it for the last 3 weeks. So with me, I had literally just over 3 weeks off training. I was in Jamaica for Christmas and New Year. I got back and Roxy got COVID, so we was isolating. So I had 3 weeks, no training, no supplements. Diet was questionable. I didn't go too crazy, but it wasn't the best. But I feel really good for it, to be honest. I know we always talk about, you know, rest and recovery and whatnot. But more than ever, I've felt the benefits. I had those 3 weeks off. And I came back half a kilo heavier. Well, I was half a kilo heavier before I started training last week. I was a little bit leaner and just fresh, ready to go again. So it's been nice getting back into training this week. My last I checked in on Tuesday with Joe, and I'm sitting at 114.4 kilos, so bang on 18 stone, which those that have been following for a while know that I've hit this sort of weights a couple of times. Last off season, which was my best sort of off season physique to date, my peak weight was 18 stone 4 pounds. So I'm 4 pounds off my heaviest, but I'm in much better condition. Food is very, very moderate. You know, we're not pushing things too crazy. Everything's moderate at this point. Calories are on about maybe just under 4,000. But that's enough, and I'm growing. Like I said, I'm 18 stone, best condition I've been in. This first week back into training, I haven't been going 100%. I've just been easing myself back in. But as me and Joseph got together, we've got a lot of runway, we've got a lot of room to push, we've got a lot of room for more food, we've got a lot of training blocks to work through. And the plan is I'm spending the rest of the year, basically off season. Obviously winning the British last year, that sort of shows me where I am at an amateur level. So the next step in reality is either defending that British title, a Two Bros British title, or pro qualifiers. And for that, I need to be better, I need to be bigger, I need to be better. So I'm taking this whole year, we're gonna just push the off season, get as big as possible, you know, make the improvements in the right places, and then look to compete towards the back end of 2023. With the goal to do pro qualifiers. I'd like to retain my British title again. But I'm not too bothered about being a pro, as you guys know, but it's just naturally the next step to go down. So I'm not chasing a pro card, but I'm gonna throw myself into the mix and you never know, see what happens. But that's not it's not even a priority at this point. I just want to get better and compete at a higher level. So yeah, man, training's been going good. Like I said, I've only been back a week and a half. It's nice to be back with the lads. We started the year really well. Business is going well. You know, all of our clients, the whole Swench online coaching team are absolutely flying. We hit the capacity on the challenge for the first challenge of the year. So all in all, we're off to a really good start of the year, and on every level, training, business, the dogs, coaching. So it's just about keeping that momentum going. As you know, the lads are doing good. Tiger's looking crazy. If you haven't noticed, yeah, he's been putting some work in. He's looking absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, man, we're in a good place. Obviously, we wanted to touch base with you guys. 2022, I know everyone says it's going to be a big year, but you lot know how we do each and every year. We try and progress on every single level, and that's what we're doing, man, on every single level. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
So first comments of the video, everyone needs to decide whether they're rating or hating Scott's new Adidas fleece.
Rate it or hate it, that could be a new thing.
Rate it or hate it. Let's give it a little Give him a 12. Hang on, it's got the back print as well.
Right, 412, 412.
It's got, as you can see, it's got the front small print and the big back print. Whether it's genuine or not, we don't know. But yeah, comment below, people, hate or rate.
How many was that? 12? Call it 6 then. Why?
Half reps.
They want half reps. I'm taller than you.
Guys, comment below were they half reps or not?
Okay, then that's how you know, yeah. That's bad mind, yeah, because
Not bad mind.
Because if you felt that at the time, you should have said straight away, come on man, lower. You see what I'm saying to you? That's bad mind. You know why he said that? Because he got his fleece from Brownell's Market, £5.
Get the fleece from down there.
I'm going to show man the receipts. JD this morning. I let him on my phone with me, but and if I did get it from the market, so what? I ain't scared. We're not bougie around here. We don't wear Balenciaga to the gym.
Hey!
He's got nothing on today, actually.
I know.
It's quite low key.
Boohoo, 20 buff.
Now, to be
All
fair,
getting serious.
Troy's he's toned the drip down a little. No, not the drip, because drip is what's the word?
Essential.
No, not even drip's not necessarily
Drip is life, bro.
But he's just dressing more casually. Not everything has to be £800, which I like to see from a saver like myself.
Although Isaiah wasn't a Fendi.
I spend it all on my son now. I spend it all on my son.
A wild tiger in his natural habitat. Here he's trying to act like he hasn't got any people watching, when in reality he knows it and he loves it. Oh, here he goes. This is super interesting. Look what he's doing right now. I think they call this a front double. Nah, he looks sick, man.
Last session, actually, this is the first session of our deload. As Scott was saying, you know, he's been away for a couple of weeks over Christmas, so me and the lads have been going through this leg specialized training block, which is a 5 to 6 week period block of training where, as you can kind of guess, we're solely focused on our legs. So currently I'm into, so we finished the show in June, I think it was, last show was in June. So since then, the main focus, as a lot of you have probably already been following will know, we transitioned into an off-season. So for those who have just joined and new followers, we're currently into an off-season phase. We've been running it since June this year. The aim is to run an 18-month off-season all the way until around the end of 2022 and start prep in 2023, because you know, we've done shows year after year, back to back. You know, we've won some decent shows around the UK, but in order to progress to a next level, we need to add some quality muscle. So the whole aim of these off seasons is to add the muscle where necessary. And for myself, I don't think I need to add in any specific area. It's just all round muscle. So legs, shoulders, arms, back, all over. We need to pack on some size, we need to pack on some muscle if we want to, you know, do some damage and make a name for ourselves in the bodybuilding scene. So that's the plan. And as I said, right now we're into the second periodized block. So how we're going to be running these off-season phases is in 5 to 6 week blocks of training, where we'll focus on a specialized muscle group. We focused on an upper focus split prior to this, so chest and shoulders. Now we're currently running the leg specialization block. Scott will probably tell you it's fucking brutal. We've got 3 leg days a week with 2 upper sessions as well. So like I said, today is the first session of my deload. So we've literally just gone through 5 weeks of pure legs 3 times a week, where it's been gradually increasing the volume by adding additional sets. Now, what I mean by that is, a lot of you are probably used to doing, you know, 2 to 3 sets per body part. So for example, our 3 leg days are split over 2 quad focused, 1 hamstring focused, where it's solely just to build the legs. So each leg day will have different movements where we'll start, say for example, with 2 to 3 sets. As we build on per week, we add an additional set per body part. So on the first week, say for example, if I've got 6 sets for quads, 4 sets for hamstrings, 6 sets for calves. Next week will be 6 sets for quads, 5 sets of hamstrings, 7 sets for calves. And we add additional sets per week to accumulate a set of volume, which is a method to obviously build muscle. So a little bit complicated. I hope I explained that quite well, but it gets a bit confusing myself. But basically, per muscle group, we're adding a set per week. So we finished this week on legs, where you'll probably see on some of my stories on Instagram, we had 7 sets of hack squat, we had 5 sets of leg press, and we had 5 sets of hamstring curls, and 4 sets of split squats in one session. So you're talking close to 20 sets for legs in one session, which is fucking absolutely epic. So yeah, today has been the first deload. Now, as we finish the block, we go for a deload, we pull back on the volume, we drop down the sets, we drop down the reps, and we allow our body to drop that type of fatigue that we've accumulated over the 5 weeks. So you build it up, you get your body into a position where you're absolutely battered basically, you've accumulated all this fatigue, all this stress, and then you pull back and you go again. So that's the phase 1 at the moment. It's a specialized block, which is a new method that we've incorporated, and you'll probably see everyone doing it now because it's something that we've learned a lot from what Joe has incorporated. Big shout out to Joe. He's been our coach for over the last year now, and he's taught us so much. But something that we're still getting to grips with, and something we're still educating ourselves on, is all about these periodized blocks, because it's not just a case of, you know, hitting a muscle group every single week and training with no plan and no structure. It's periodized, it's focused, it's set, and we get strong at it. So I hope that explains it to everyone. Like I said, I'm trying to explain it in the best way possible, but it is quite in depth. So that's what I'm trying to explain to everyone. You know, follow the series, follow the channel. We'll go through everything in as much detail as possible, and at least then you can build your knowledge on it and get a good understanding of how to build muscle and how to build muscle the right way, because that's all we've been focusing on over the last year. So yeah. So today has been legs. Like I said, the first deload, where we've started to pull back on the volume. So it's still been tough, but you know, we've had 3 sets of hamstring curls, 3 sets of hack squat, 3 sets of leg press, and 3 sets of calf. So we'll follow a similar protocol throughout this week, where we're just pulling back on the sets and reps to give our body a bit of a rest. We assess things in next week's check-in, and then hopefully we'll go into a different phase block, which will be interesting, because we basically, with our specialized blocks, we'll run them back to back. So we'll make the assessment at the end of this week, see where we feel like we need to add a bit of muscle, and then put a block in place for that. So put a training plan in place for the following 6 weeks, what we can work on. So very specific, very detailed, but like I said, it's applicable to everyone in your own way. You've just got to structure it the right way. So yeah. Hope that covers training. Food at the moment is very high. I'm currently running 210 gram of protein, 80 gram of fats, and 700 gram of carbs on a daily basis. There's no non-training day or training day diet. It's one set plan for that. So we'll probably touch on in some other videos a little bit more in-depth detail around food and stuff, but we wanted to kind of just touch on bodybuilding and the training protocol today. So yeah, I hope that covers everything.
Also, can we just show some appreciation for Dan's new camera and how sick this is all looking? Try to get in. Just look how sick this all looks. So shout out to Dan, and shout out to the what's it called? The world camera.
The camera.
So what is it, a Sony XRP?
It's a Fuji. Is it Fuji?
It's a Fujifilm.
Fuji.
Shout out to Fujifilm.
Fuji. Give Dan a sponsor. Hook him up with a camera.